Funeral directors position the body with their hands crossed over their abdomen during embalming process. So anyway, I mean, we already know that's BS as far as this, but the only reason why the hands would be covered is if there were not presentable. And what reason would that be? Could it be that he was fighting? Could it be that it was evidence under his nails? Could it be that they were hiding something? The lines are open, y'all, if y'all want to call I feel like we moving backwards, man. No investigation. That really breaks it. It infuriates me. It breaks my heart for the parents. Like, you should not have to go through this. These people should have to do their job.
Tracy, to accept, press 1. To send a voice.
What's your name and where you calling from?
Tracy, I'm calling from Winston-Salem.
Huh? Go ahead. What you think?
Winston-Salem.
What you think about what you just heard?
Okay, well, as far as you talking about his hands?
Yes, anything you want to comment on as far as what we just talked about.
Okay, am I live?
Yes, you are live.
Oh, okay. Hey, y'all. But anyway, okay, as far as his hands, I really don't know why his hands would, they would, be tucked or anything like that. Most of the time, I think most of the time when your hands are tucked, it's because maybe rigor mortis or whatnot has said it where they couldn't probably, get his hands.
Okay.
They would have.
That's
they
a good one.
had to break.
Mm-hmm.
If so, they would have probably had to maybe break his hands or something like that.
That's a good one, y'all. Yep.
Okay, but actually what I was calling in, it was basically on something else. I was calling because, okay, I guess from the time that he was found, okay, that he was actually found, okay, my concern with that was, okay, maybe the estimate of the time, how long he had been there.
Mm-hmm.
Because after 2 hours, the rigor mortis does start sitting in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, after I think it's after 6 to 8 hours.
12, I think, right? It's 2 hours. It starts.
But it would have already set in. So, my concern with that part is, did they determine how long he had been there?
What?
Or how long he had been dead?
Well, they told us that he walked. They didn't see him anymore after his truck went off. So 7:30 p.m. and they didn't call 911 to 10 in the morning.
Okay, so now if that's the case, so we're going to say, 13 hours?
13, 14 hours. Like, yeah, too long.
Yeah, I'm just kind of going on the lower edge of things. 13 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if his body would have been there for 13 hours, all right, he would have been completely stiff.
Okay.
He would have been completely stiff. His arms, they said his arms were to the side. Basically, if he was sitting in a seated position, all right, and he was stiff, they would have had to basically stretch him out, completely out.
How did they cross his legs?
Maybe, I'm just going to say maybe he was somewhere else. And that's the way his legs landed crossed.
Mm-hmm.
And if they kept him somewhere for a good amount of time, then once they set him down, yes, his legs were still going to be crossed because basically, he would have still already. Rick Morris had already set in. I'm thinking that they placed him there in the wee hours of the morning.
Yep.
4 o'clock, 4 or 5 o'clock.
Yep.
And another thing I wanted to say is that too, okay, even on the police report, okay, the things that they listed on the police report, okay, they never listed his clothes, they never listed his shoes, his socks, or any of those things. They never listed any of that. So I'm trying to figure out what happened with his clothes.
Good question.
Because that should have been on the police report. His T-shirt that he had on, his white T-shirt, his blue shorts he had on, his socks he had on, and those Crocs he had on. Okay, now one of them things was listed on that police report. Nothing.
Sure wasn't. And why? Why? I wonder if the family got all of that stuff back. Go ahead.
Well, They probably didn't. You know, I'm not gonna hold. I'm not gonna be on here for a minute.
Mhm.
But actually, I was out today, and I had spoke with
Put
the
hair.
sheriff that I know.
Yes.
With the sheriff
Yes.
Huh?
Go ahead. I couldn't help but to respond because Angela just reminded us that it was put hair and that RAPE kit, and that is not a standard for everybody you find deceased. RAPE kit.
Okay, yeah, okay. I spoke with the sheriff today.
Mm.
All right, and I was asking him about, had he heard about the case? And he said yes, that he did hear about the case. All right, he said that, he tried to keep up on his downtime. But I was asking him specific questions as to, when you find someone, okay, what is the procedure that you go through to basically to secure the crime scene?
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I told him basically, to me, it seemed like the crime scene had been messed with. All right. He said no. He said the entire area should have been roped off.
Yep.
He said it should have been roped off. This, that, whatever. And I asked him also with the kit thing. Mm-hmm. He responded to me. He said that a lot of times, when he said that is really not normal with a man.
I knew it wasn't.
He said the only time that is done is basically
if you suspect it, right? Hands down or something would have indicated it. Go ahead.
If there is some kind of suspected, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Also, he said that basically he had bought somebody from the county that I live in to Henderson, and he said that he did meet he met the sheriff.
Mm-hmm.
He said that he didn't get a good feel of the whole place. I mean, he's been a sheriff for like 25 years. Mm-hmm. All right, and he said that basically everything about this case right here, he said, is jacked up. He said they have contaminated this entire crime scene. Mm-hmm. He said nothing should have been taken to Walmart.
Exactly. Bam.
He said that should not have been taken to Walmart. He said that that should have been everything should have been tagged and put in a bag.
Period.
All right. And he said that even the things that was in his truck, all those things belong to him. Mm-hmm. So all those things should have went into evidence. Mm-hmm. But he said that it seems like the crime scene is, it's a messed up crime scene. He don't believe it happened the way that they say that it happened. Mm-hmm. And he said in small towns like that, they do have a whole lot of undercover crooked cops, mm-hmm. That work for each other. It's kind of, it's a sad situation, but like I said, I was just wondering about his clothes. I was just wondering about, all that stuff, because none of that stuff was listed on the police report that they showed. None of it. Even his necklace, he did have on a necklace.
He sure did.
What happened with the necklace?
That's what I want to know.
So, like I said, it's a lot of things that, it's a lot of things still that, we should be questioning, we should be questioning.
Yep, we should. You definitely gave some really great points.
It just seemed like, and I kind of want to know if his truck was on the inside of the fence. Mm-hmm. Was the fence locked?
We should assume correct, because they close at 5 p.m. and they would never leave their gate unlocked.
So, if his truck was on the outside of the fence and he was on, if his truck was on the inside of the fence and he was on the outside of the fence, then how did he keep walking back and forth to the truck?
Good point. Wait, was that? Yeah, you're right. A good point. He kept walking back and forth. Now, damn, like that's a good one. Yes, ma'am. But hey, it ain't no if. Listen at this. Listen.
His truck, how far was he from where his truck was parked?
Oh, I said 30.
If they close at 5 o'clock and his trailer is on the inside of the fence, all right, and he's on the outside of the fence, so how did he keep walking back and forth, cutting the truck off, cutting it off? How did he do that if they close, at 5 o'clock?
Yeah, that's a good one.
I'm sure they didn't leave the gate unlocked for him to get back in. Really?
Mm-hmm.
What
was he doing? They didn't mention him climbing no gates. You know what I'm saying? They said he was going. Oh my God! Like, I didn't even think about that, y'all. Look, and they cannot change it. Wait, hold on. Listen at this, y'all.
His truck. How far was he from where his truck was parked?
Oh, I said 30 yards, 34 yards from where his truck. His truck was in the fenced-in area, and he was on the outside of the fenced-in area where a tree was at.
And his truck. How far was he from where his truck was parked?
Okay, that's what he said. Now go ahead. I'm listen. Go ahead. That was a good one. Lying.
There's no way possible if his truck was, if the trailer was on the inside of the fence and he was on the outside of the fence, there's no way possible that he could have been doing all this walking back and forth,
Sitting in the
like
truck.
he said he was.
Run. Yeah.
Because
Safe. Hey, case solved. Case closed.
When they leave, they're going to lock that fence up. So how did he get back inside the fence?
Exactly. Like how they didn't mention no climbing, no gates. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, they ain't mentioned none of that. See, when you lie, you forget so much. No, it all got to make sense, not just one part. Or should I ask, why did they not show the stamps?
I don't mean to get excited, but I get kind of mad because they be trying to play people like they crazy and they dumb and they stupid. We're very intelligent people, and it don't take us long to figure out that 2 + 2 is 4.
Yeah, and especially because it's old tactics that they've been using.
They need to run that back again. Okay, was the truck on the inside of it, or was it on the outside?
Nope, I just played it. It was on the inside. He stood on that. So I played it while you was up here. It was in the inside. Okay.
Well, the sheriff is lying. Like I said, if he's lying, if the trailer was on the inside of it, and I believe that they locked that trailer once he left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They locked the fence. I'm sorry. They locked the fence after he left. He had no way to get back in that fence. Nobody never said they seen him climb over the fence.
Nope, sure didn't. So thank you so much. You have given a lot of good points, and I appreciate.
How far was he from where his truck was parked?
Oh, I said 30 yards, 34 yards from where his truck was in the fenced-in area, and he was on the outside of the fenced-in area where a tree was at.
Please subscribe and press that notification bell. And calling, what's your name and where you calling from?
This is Tracy again.
Okay.
Okay, I wanted to clarify something. Okay, the house that you showed right there on that corner. That's basically directly across from TNR Trucking. Okay, now somebody's saying that a person of color who lives in that house.
I never heard that. I'm not sure what color they are, but go ahead.
No, that's not true. The person that lives in that house, he is a sheriff with the Franklin County Sheriff's Department. See, I've been doing my own little investigation too.
Okay.
Yeah, and another thing, yes, he has a door. He has a door camera. All right, his door camera would have seen more than the one from the show. You
would think it's closer.
And also, I remember it was one of the men. I can't remember which man it was. I think it was the one that you had talked to that was over at the show. And he made a comment. He said, "Oh, you can see it, from the street." Okay, how could you see it all the way from the show?
That's what I want to know. Like, what kind of cameras they got?
How can you see it all the way from the show? The only way you can know that he was down there is if you had already seen him yourself.
Already knew he was there.
I've been to Henderson, and I've been to the Shell. I've been to TNR. I've been quite a few places in Henderson. But no, you cannot see down that little slope. The tree line right there where they found him at. You cannot see that from the store. So I was just kind of wondering why he made that known to be. Oh, you can see it from the store. No, you cannot.
I don't believe it either. He just, my thing is the TNR got their own cameras. I'm trying to figure out, what did we see from that? I guess we only seen him in and out the truck from TNR cameras. So what good are they cameras how can they be so overbearing about this property yet don't have surveillance cameras on their property? Make sense. Have you been there to look at their cameras in your research? In your research, have you been there to see where their cameras are?
No, I haven't been there to look at the cameras. I kind of more or less just wanted to kind of go get a feel of the place and whatnot. But like I said, GFL, they have cameras. They haven't released anything. Nobody's released anything except from the footage from, the Walmart.
That let us know. See, maybe if the news, since the sheriff told Taylor, the only reason why they released that is because that's what the news asked for. So the news got to request it for them to release it, not even the parents. Make sense.
Well, if that's the case, then we need to get in contact with their news and ask them if they can get more footage released. Because like I said, we want answers, and so that we can have some clarification.
That's a good idea. Do you know the local news stations there? I'm sure Black People Unite do. Do you know them though?
If I'm not mistaken, I think maybe it is WRAL. It was something.
Oh,
I
where?
can find out.
Okay, where the guy interviewed with, right?
Yeah, I can find out.
Okay.
But like I said,
Can you do me a favor?
nothing.
When you
Sure.
hang up, text your name to this phone, and then I'll lock you in.
Oh, okay, I will.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much again.
Thank you.
Bye.